Tech companies are preparing for a down year in 2023. Local tech giant Micron is responding with layoffs, with more layoffs. They expect their workforce to drop by 15% this year. Our Andrew Bartline is here. And Andrew, you talked to the Idaho Department of Labor. Did they say whether Idahoans should be concerned about this at all?
Well, of course, layoffs are always concerning, but the experts I talked to say this shouldn't impact the local economy or anybody who works outside the company. But due to the nature of these layoffs, the Department of Labor expects people at Boise's headquarters to get a small hit. Roughly 6,000 employees work at Micron's headquarters in Boise.
They are a very large employer as far as wages go.
Jan Rozier follows the tech giant closely at the Idaho Department of Labor.
Chips are a commodity, and so the market there can be high as far as inventory and then drop down low.
In a statement to KTVB, Micron predicts the latter, announcing company-wide layoffs in 2023. The statement reads in part, quote, Micron now expects workforce reductions to approach 15%, which includes expected attrition through the end of the calendar 2023. Rozier expects the majority of these layoffs to impact manufacturing jobs. For that reason, she suspects employees at Micron's headquarters in Boise to take a small hit.
I still feel with the investment from Chips and Science Act that once the market settles down, we can get back to doing business.
The CHIPS Act set aside $280 billion in federal money. It's to incentivize semiconductor research and manufacturing in the United States. Micron credits the CHIPS Act for making their $15 billion Boise memory chip fab possible. Construction broke ground in 2022 and expects to bring 2,000 new jobs to Boise.
I think Micron looked around and decided this was a very good place to continue to expand.
Boise financial consultant Dave Petso says Micron is among many tech companies preparing for layoffs. But Petso has mixed opinions about the layoffs through this federal assistance.
I think it's a fair criticism, but the optics of taking billions of taxpayer dollars and then laying people off is pretty sick.
Both Petso and Rozier say the layoffs will not have a noticeable impact to the local economy.
If you're not working at the company, it's probably not going to have any impact at all.
Where this is a short-term decision for the long-term health of the company.
Assess your bottom line and see how you're doing, and if you need to make some cuts, it's typically labor that takes that hit.
Micron has not given the Idaho Department of Labor a WARN notice. That means we can say for a fact at this point, Micron is not looking to lay off more than 1/3 of their employees in Boise. Again, the Department of Labor expects local layoffs to be smaller than other sites. The Department of Labor also says there are 2 job openings for every single person looking for a job in Idaho. They can't speak to any perfect lateral moves, Morgan, but anyone who is laid off, they say there are jobs open for them.
Okay, well, that's a good thing. Like she said at the end, that gal from the Department of Labor, labor is the most expensive thing that these companies have to pay for. I'm curious, what does this mean for Micron moving forward?
Well, it sounds like they're going to be okay in the statement they gave us. They don't expect this to be a long-term problem going forward. It's a decision they're making today, so in the future, they can be safe and fine. And Petso tells us a similar thing, that he doesn't expect this to be a long-term problem at all.
And be financially stable. All right, Andrew, thank you. Appreciate it.